Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to the out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Right, I want to get into a quick topic, basically about, this up and coming so-called New World Order, privacy, concentration camps, what Esau has in store, and I was watching the TV show Colony, which I'm sure plenty of brothers know about. I did a lesson on it when it first came out, a couple years ago, and the show is a great show to show you, the things that Esau has implemented, things that he wants to do, and showing you what they're trying to bring this world to, or the so-called New World Order to. All right, and this detail with prophecy all throughout it. Not every single episode, but you can get the gist of it. Like for instance, you can see here what these troops. What I'm saying, like they like Department of Homeland Security or something like that. What I'm saying, you can pretty much consider them the FEMA troops or whatever type of troops that's going to be, patrolling America, making sure that people are on the line, so on and so forth, and different things like that. You got the drones, that you can see from here. And I'm just explaining this briefly for brothers that may have not seen or may don't even know about this show completely. It's a great show to watch for portions of edification, to filter through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, all right? So, basically getting into this lesson, right? The one thing that, I want brothers to keep in mind, right, is this here, right? Now, remember when the Pope came over here to the U.S., right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was 2015. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it's right here. On September 25th, 2015, countries adopted a set of goals to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all as part of a new sustainable development agenda. Each goal has specific targets to be achieved over the next 15 years. For the goals to be reached, everyone needs to do their parts: governments, the private sector, civil society, and people like you. All right, so when the Pope came over here, he was basically setting up these so-called sustainable development goals for the terms of the New World Order and how they want set things up to be. No poverty, zero hunger. And we know all of this is crap, okay? We know all of this is crap, but the main one that I want to focus on is here, number 11, okay? Is what? I'll do a separate video on number 8, and I might go through all of them, Lord willing, we'll see. But right now, we'll primarily want to focus on number 11. But the main thing of me bringing this out is to show you through this show Colony that they are truly trying to follow through with these plans in which they have set up. And we can't forget about when these devils set up these laws and these orders and so on and so forth. Because say, for instance, they might have set up a law back in 2010. Now it's 2018, and brothers might forget that such and such law was passed in 2010 that's playing a role in today's society, and which can play a big role as far as privacy is concerned. So this, what they set up, is a strong indicator of what they want to do, as far as the future, and it pertains to privacy. So we can't forget about these laws and different things that Esau set up. That's why I wanted to bring this back to the forefront to brothers' attention for them to be aware of this, okay? Because it all goes back, to this right here, the Sustainable Development Goals, and when the Pope came here to the U.S. in 2015, all right? So, so this number 11, it says sustainable, cities and communities. Goal 11, make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Cities are hubs for ideas, commerce, culture, science, productivity, social development, and much more. At their best, cities have enabled people to advance socially, economically. However, many challenges exist to maintaining cities in a way that continues to create jobs and prosperity while not straining land and resources. Common urban challenges include congestion, lack of funds to provide basic services, a shortage of adequate housing, and declining infrastructure. The challenges cities face can be overcome in ways that allow them to continue to thrive and grow, while improving resource use and reducing pollution and poverty. The future we want includes cities of opportunities for all with access to basic services, energy, housing, transportation, and more. All right. So from this and what they basically want to create, um, it's so much that I could tie into this, but I'm gonna try to save it for the next video. But I'll just mention one thing. Brothers can go watch the show Black Mirror on Netflix. I mentioned that a couple years back too. That's a great show, a lot of edification, and you should be able to filter things out through the spirit of that show. All right. So but basically what they're trying to do, they're creating what's known as these mega regions. All right. And I'm gonna start off by getting into mega regions, these mega cities, but I'm gonna start off by getting into the book of Revelations, the 11th chapter, and I want to start at where did I want to start? Yeah, I'm gonna get straight to the point. Matter of fact, yeah, here we go. So Revelations 11 and 13. Oh, Salakia. Okay, Revelations 11 and 13. And the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of 7,000 men, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. So when it says that the 10th part of the city fell, we know that this refers to the FEMA regions, the 10 FEMA regions, okay, that they're planning to set up throughout the United States. Okay, that's what this goes back to, because we know that America is going to be divided into 10 major parts. Whenever the next major attack or something like that happens, America is going to be separated into these different regions, and that's what these so-called mega regions get into as far as the United States. Okay, so I want to bring this out right here, and as you can see, this local. Now the FEMA map is different from this, but they're just showing you basically where they want the housing to be as far as these mega regions, and all of this that's just gray. They just want this just to be open land for whatever their developments for wildlife and different things like that, but they want to contain the population of America into these specific regions that you see in these highlighted colors. Now, you would think there's so many odd millions of people here in America. How are you going to fit all of these people into these small contained spaces, into these regions? Okay. And mind you, this region is technically it's 11 regions, but originally it was 10. But with these, in the video I did a couple years back, I explained how, these devils, they basically tried to off-throw prophecy because they know that the Lord detailed what their plan is all, throughout the scriptures, and particularly this plan and this verse here, as far as it being the 10th part of the city and getting into those FEMA regions. So originally for these mega regions, there were 10 regions, but they upgraded it to 11 to try to throw off prophecy. All right. So this is on Wikipedia. It says mega regions of the United States are clustered networks of American cities which are currently estimated to contain a population exceeding 237 million. So as I showed this picture, so now you can see how they're going to contain all these people within these small regions, because they're going to do it according to these mega cities that they're going to be setting up throughout these different provinces in America. All right. America 2050, a project of the Regional Plan Association. And look, it says that this was founded in 1922. So they've been had this whole thing all planned out, man. They've been had this thing planned out, right? It said list 11 mega regions in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, because this is the whole portion of North America, so to speak. And obviously Mexico was central, or but it says megapolitan areas were explored in the July 2005 report by Robert E. Lang and Dawn DeVal of the Metropolitan Institute at Virginia Tech. A later 2007 article by Lang and Nelson uses 20 megapolitan areas grouped into 10 megaregions. Okay, so like I said, originally, it's supposed to be into 10, but they tried to upgrade it into 11. All right. The concept is based on the original megalopolis model. Now, the key word here is megalopolis. All right. Megalopolis is the key word. These megaregions, megalopolis is all a key word, because all of this applies to prophecy. This is Revelations 17 and 18. And it says, and the woman, and we know that this woman refers to America, okay, the great whore, right? And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Now, since we highlighting this word great city here, what do we see? See the word megas polis, all right? Just as it said megalopolis, right? So let me see if there's any edification I could bring out of here. Anything that really stands out to me. All right, in particular of space and its dimensions as respects mass and weight, compass and extent, so on and so forth. All right, so it's not too much here, but one thing that I think of is as far as the space and the dimensions. Now they mean dimensions just as far as the layout of the compass of America. But when I think of dimensions, I think of sectors, like those mega regions that they're trying to set up. Okay. And then when you go to the word polis, polis obviously just means city, pretty much. They want a city, one's native city, the city in which one lives in, so on and so forth. So, these mega regions or megalopolises, are based off of, the original concept of megalopolis, but now they want to call them mega regions. And as I said, this all goes back to, this whole sustainable cities and communities. All right. I'm going to bring out a few scriptures, right? Because also too, in the show Colony, what you recognize is that everybody is camped up into basically FEMA camps, FEMA camps, and you have different sectors as targeted by, the different FEMA regions or these mega regions, megalopolises, however you want to break it down. It's all the damn same thing. All right. And this is all according to prophecy of them rounding us up, throwing us in concentration camps, as being tortured and different things like this. All the devices that Esau has imagined in his heart. All right. So real quick, this is the book of Job. Yeah. Matter of fact, I start off in Lamentations, then I hit Job. So this is Job. Slakia. Lamentations. I start at verse 4 and 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, because what our people are constantly seeking for the help of America, but it's getting nowhere. Okay. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, because it's not for America to save us. This is the land of our captivity. Okay, in which we're brought here to be punished by YAHAWASHI. All right. So our people have to look up to the Lord for that help, for that deliverance, for the true saving of our souls, man. They hunt our steps. These devils, that's what they plan on doing, with martial law and different stuff like this, right? They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is coming. This is exactly what you see throughout this TV show here on Colony. Also, you had other shows that was canceled, like Revolution, which was another great show of heavy, heavy, heavy edification. And Lord willing, I got to go back and watch some of those and pull out some examples of prophecy in those as well, right? So that was it for Lamentations. But going back to the book of Job, this is Job 19, and I start at verse 7. Yeah, I start at verse 6. Job 19:6. Know now that Yahawah have overthrown me and have compassed me with his net. Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. So our people are crying out, unto the Lord, but you're not seeing judgment being brought to pass. First and foremost, because the majority of our people are not crying out in a righteous spirit and in the name of YAHAWASHI. So of course your cry ain't going to be heard. You don't know the Lord's name. You don't know his face, his shape, his ways, his understanding, his laws, statutes, commandments. You don't even understand who the hell you are. So of course there's going to be no judgment if you're calling unto someone who, you know what I'm saying, you don't even have his name. All right. So verse 8 it says, and this is the point, he have fenced up my way that I cannot pass. Esau, fencing up our ways, concentration camps, okay? These mega regions, megalopolises, all right? And he have set darkness in my paths. He have stripped me of my glory and taken the crown from my head. He have destroyed me on every side, and I am gone. And my hope have he removed like a tree. Okay? Going on, it says, and because our people truly have no hope within society, and whatever little hope that they believe they do have in seeking a career or seeking this or seeking that, it's all going to be brought to naught when Esau starts to more so implement that chip and to put more of his plan into fruition. All right. He have also kindled his wrath against me, and he have counted me unto him as one of his enemies. His troops come together and raise up their way against me and encamp round about my tabernacle. So this is ultimately what? When they're coming to round us up for these FEMA camps, these torture camps, these death camps, so on and so forth. And once again, I have to keep mentioning the show Colony, brothers. Lord willing, watch the show. You will get a lot of edification, and you will also see how it will currently be for us when those time comes. This gives you a perfect image of how things can possibly be when that time comes for us, and we want to be in a righteous mind state. So it's good to have our mind set on things such as this, so that we can actually see it being done and imagine ourselves in those positions, because on the book of Proverbs 3:25, it says, be not afraid of sudden fear. So we know we have to prepare ourselves with these scriptures, and also seeing images of these things coming to pass, may also help to build up our spirit, for the things that we are to suffer in the near future, Lord's willing. Okay. So we have those two scriptures, and we clearly see from the book of Revelations 17 and 18 that America is that great city, right? And also, going into the megalopolis, in the mega region, so on and so forth, because you have them, right? Now, this is an example of over there in China. Now, they're also supposed to be building some in over there in California as well. I don't know. I have to do some research on it to see if they actually started or if they have some already. But all this basically is the projects for the New World Order, right? Now, in the show Colony, right, in one of the latest episodes, I'm going to spill a little beans here, but it's like 3-4 seasons. So in this latest show Colony, right, what happens is, let me just pull up an image of, the wife, right? Now, this is the wife. Now, she's working at one sector where they have to do intake of people and to put them in, respective homes, so on and so forth, that they can live and sustain themselves. So they go to this one colony, right? Oh, it's locked. This damn garbage truck. Fucking shit. So they're in this colony, right? Or this FEMA region, this mega region out in Seattle. Now, her job is to place people and to put them in homes and so on and so forth. So she does so, and she wants to check up on the family to see where, that the government had put them. Now, what she found out was she went to an empty building where no one was, and this is the image, right? Hold on. Now, remind you, I showed you this image, right? And you see how these buildings is just like apartments stacked up on each other, and they're very, very small, very, very small, right? Now, look at this image here, and this is from the show Colony. So they're pretty much damn near identical. Obviously, this one has color to it, so on and so forth, but all these buildings are the same, right? Obviously, this one just has color to it, but as you can see, it's the same damn thing. And I don't want to play any of this clip because I don't know if it's going to get flagged or strike down or nothing like that. So I just want to show you. But if you can see from the image, the woman is right here, and she's holding, I believe, she has some flowers in her hand to congratulate the family and so on and so forth. But all of these buildings are completely empty. So they're taking these people, saying that they're placing them in one spot, but they're not actually placing them there. But this show is putting privacy right before our eyes, going back once again into these sustainable cities and communities. And remember, from what we read in Wikipedia, right? I'm just doing a recap so this can be fresh in brother's mind. That what they're trying to put, these are clustered networks of American cities, clusters, all right? And they're supposed to be putting a population exceeding 237 million within these type of buildings, all right? And you will be working in the same community, living in the same community, and you won't have to leave your colony, your mega region, or your FEMA region, okay? You're going to have everything within a small vicinity, all right? There's much more to this. Lord willing, I get into it in the next segment as far as the actual living standards, but I wanted to bring this out and to show how this pertains to privacy according to scripture, man. And these things are very near and dear to come. So these are the type of things in which we have to prepare ourselves for, because this time is near and dear upon us. And we know that we're in 2018, the year of privacy. So we never know, Esau, they had their timeline of 2050, but by 2025, they want to do this. And by, X amount of years, they want to continue to further their plans. But YAHAWASHI has another plan in store for these devils. So, we know that this place can't go on to no goddamn 2050, man. I'm sorry. It can't, So, I just hope this short segment was edifying, me showing these different portions of this and knowing that it's all going back to the Pope and, trying to establish this new world order. So with that, I hope the segment was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to Lek out there doing his work of faith and live with love, truth, sincerity. Shalawam.